Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday, friends. How are you? I hope you're doing so well. Happy summer. I guess it was summer a week ago today. It's starting to feel like summer around here. Just getting my windows all figured out here as you're all joining. Just want to check in. We are here for week 4 of Marketing Essentialism, and I'm super excited. Have some really great stuff for you today. We're going to be talking about how to really 10x the value and quality. If you put those words together, that's what it means, or that's the combined word, right? Value and quality of your marketing, of your offers, and really learn how a whole new way of managing time and thinking about time so you can actually slow down time, get more done in the same amount of time that you're currently spending marketing. And so, just as a reminder, marketing essentialism is what we have been talking about all month long here in June. And essentialism in the way that we want to create, actually reduce the stress and overwhelm around marketing and help you to really focus and know what is the marketing that's working for you in your business, and simplify so that you can create greater results, greater value, greater impact with the marketing efforts and time that you're already spending, and just and you create more revenue in your business, right? And so that's what we're here for. That's what we're here about, talking about. And so I have some really great stuff to share with you today around quality, value, and then managing your time. And I think of it less about like managing time and more about a whole new way of thinking about time that has really revolutionized my business and the way I work. And I'm sure it will do that for you as well. And so check in, say hello. Let's see. We are, I'm going to just recap our first 3 weeks very quickly as everybody's joining, and let me know what's been your biggest takeaway. And I would love to hear that and hear what's been most valuable for you over these 4 weeks. So week 1, we started out talking about your thinking about yourself as a marketer, yourself as a CEO, your self-concept as a business owner. And so we talked about becoming the who and what you want to believe about yourself and your value, thinking about all of that before going out and marketing yourself and your business, right? And how that really shifts the entire energy that you go out into the world with. And it's a practice that I do every day. We talked about the practice of writing down 3 wins you have each day, and how that can really help shift out of that default thinking that, nothing's working and I'm terrible at this, and all those fun thoughts that our brains tend to offer up to us. In week 2, we talked about the purpose of marketing. What is the purpose of marketing? Why do we market? We often think of it as a way to get something from somebody else. Like, marketing is supposed to create business for us. And when we think of it as extractive, for many women, when we think of it as extractive and predatory like that, it just feels icky and bad. And so that's why a lot of women that I talk to don't like marketing or feel bad at marketing, because it's totally inconsistent with the caring, giving, loving human being that they are. And so we changed that whole paradigm, and thinking about marketing, the purpose of marketing is to serve your best fit clients, right? Is to create change in the world, and that when you're thinking about marketing as a way to serve and give before someone ever pays you, that it's just it becomes a wonderful practice, a very exciting and rewarding practice, because great marketing can change lives. And I really believe that. And so if you're thinking about creating change in the world, in the lives of the people that you serve, before they ever pay you, that's all marketing is. And then inviting them to go to that, to come closer and to have that relationship with you. And so then on week 3, last week, we talked about evaluating, like knowing if you've been in business a while, you've created clients, really knowing where your opportunities are coming from and evaluating that. And I shared with you the data study that I did in my own business, and how it always surprises me. Every time I look at the numbers, look at what's actually happening in my business, it's often very different than what I think is happening. So, so I hope you were able to do that, because that work is super important, and it really helps you to see that 80-20, right? We talked about the 80-20 principle, and how 20% of your results, 80% of your results are coming from 20% of your marketing activities. And so knowing that 20%, and then just really that's working really, really well, and amplifying that and focusing on that can really help you to know what to focus on as far as marketing activities, and then how, which activities you really want to improve, and help them to help to grow that 20% into the 80% of time, energy, effort that you're spending on marketing, on those things that are really working for you. And knowing that what's working for you is unique to you and your business. It doesn't have to be like anybody else. Okay, so just checking in. Does anybody have any questions on what we talked about last week? And so the work that you took with you last week was to be doing creating your one-page marketing plan, and really determining what are those activities that you want to be doing. And so if you have any questions around that, any open loops, anything standing in your way around creating that one-page plan. So based on some of the questions I've been getting and talking to you all, I think it might be useful to define what I mean by a marketing plan, because it's different than what I learned in my MBA program. A marketing plan is this extensive document of, it's just very extensive, talking all about pricing and promotion and, all these other things. What I'm talking about for the purposes of marketing essentialism is your marketing plan. It is just a document that states the the ways that you're going to do 3 things, right? The ways you're going to bring new people into your universe, the ways that, and I would say very few ways, the marketing activities that you're going to practice on a regular basis that will bring new people in. And I say like no more than 3. The ways that you're going to nurture those relationships, and no more than 3 activities, because the more activities we pile on, the less quality we're going to have, right? Unless you have an extensive marketing team that can work on this for you full time, but most of us don't. I don't. And then the ways that you're going to make offers, or what make the offers for, how you're going to make the offers for people to go to the next step with you. So, and offers aren't just the paid things, but it's all the steps in building that relationship, that you're going to bring those people along with you, all the invitations, the types of invitations you're going to make, right? And so this is the work that I do with my private clients. We create this and these specific things for your specific business. And so we'll talk more about how you can work with me privately if that's something that's of interest to you. And then we can really put the meat on the bones here. But for the purposes of our time here today, I want to keep going. And the next question that I've been hearing a lot is, how do I do this? Like, how do I do all of these things? Do I need like a content marketing plan or a content calendar or marketing calendar? My general answer is to reduce complexity and think about simply how do you want to do these things? And so you have to kind of know how you like to work. And this is something I would love to help you to really discover. But what I like to, in general, say is that if you have some clients already, don't stop marketing and selling, right? But what I did in the early years of my business, and I still do this to some extent, is, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. But what I did in the early years of my business is I had, because I'm a private coach, I have, hours and days that for client slots, right? And so what I would do is I would put those client slots on my calendar, and it's really cool because energetically you're like opening up and seeing how you have space for clients. And so I would put all those spaces on my calendar of when I would schedule those clients, right? And then I would already have the slots for current clients on my calendar. And then what I would do is the hours that I didn't have a client yet in that slot, that would be time I would be spending marketing, right? That would be my marketing time. In addition to what I always say is to have about at least 25% of your work hours are budgeted for marketing hours. So for example, if you work 40 hours a week, that would be 10 hours of your work time you're spending on marketing activities that are going to bring in clients, bring in clients, move the message forward, get the message out, bringing people in, being out, meeting people, following up with people, all those marketing activities. Whatever you have in your one-page marketing plan, those are the activities that you're going to be actively participating in during your marketing hours. So, and then as your calendar fills up, because that's inevitably what will happen, is once you're using all of these hours of marketing, clients will come in, you'll fill up your hours, but you still have 25% of your work time that you have devoted to marketing, because you don't want to stop marketing even when your calendar is full. Always keep marketing, continue marketing. And when you do that, you'll create that sustained level of business rather than the ups and downs of like, I'm so busy. I have all these clients. I have no time for marketing. And then I have no clients and I have all my time for marketing. And, you really even out that roller coaster if you are continually marketing, continually devoting that 25% of your time at least of your work time at least to marketing. Okay, so hopefully that answers that question. And then of course, the whole purpose of the time you're spending marketing, we're going to talk a lot about time today. So hold, your thoughts on that too. This is perfect. You want to be creating results in the marketing time that you are having. Like if you spend, 10 hours in a week marketing and you have nothing to show for it in terms of no emails sent out, no social media posts posted, no podcast recorded, or whatever are your activities, and no new sales conversations, no new relationships built, then you need to be examining what you're actually doing in your marketing time. If you're fiddling with your website and that's not creating clients for you, then that's not a great use of your time. And we're going to talk more about time in the latter part of today. But you need to be measuring the results of that marketing time so that so that you can evaluate, right? You know what's working, you know that you're creating results with your time, and you can make adjustments accordingly. So this all feeds perfectly into what we're talking about today, and what I want to teach you today about 10xing the quality and the value of your marketing, so that the time that you do spend marketing is exponentially more effective, meaning it's bringing business in and works much better uh, in creating that impact and that change that you seek to make in the world, right? So what I most often see where entrepreneurs get tripped up is that you've got your offer and you've sold your offer, you have that proof of concept, right? We know that people want what you have to offer, but you want to be selling more of it, right? You want to be selling more of it. You still have the same, 40 hours in your work week or whatever, and you want to be creating more with that time. So often what I see is when you're not selling as much as you want to be selling, you'll often think, well, I need to change my offer. People don't want the offer the way I have it. Or I need to change my niche. I'm not clear on my niche. Or I have to change my price. Or maybe I have to change the amount of time from 6 months to 3 months. Or you think you have to change your packaging of it somehow, right? And what I want to offer you today is that you don't need to change your offer, your price, your niche. But what you really need to do instead is work on establishing the value first for yourself, and then increasing that value and quality of your marketing and communications, so that it becomes a no-brainer for your best fit clients. So instead of using all of your creativity and your time and your resources and changing your offer, really create more value for yourself, and focus your thoughts on offering that value, and change how you're talking about the value and marketing it and communicating out to the world. That's what's going to create success. That's what's going to create sales, is when you focus in on increasing the value, increasing the quality for your clients, for yourself, and having that consistent offer being offered out there, and allowing it to gain traction and allowing it to reach new ears. That's what's going to continue, first of all, create and continue the momentum. And so that focus that, goes back to the essentialism, right? It's that focus in on one thing and go deep in creating and exponentially growing that value. All right. So what is the process to do that? And so this is the work I do with all of my clients is really helping them to go deep into the value that they offer, that the value, understanding the value that their clients want. And, so I have lots of exercises. It's more than we can actually solve on one, hour call, but really I'm going to share with you the process that we go through. So you want to understand deep in your bones the value that you offer to your clients, both the tangible and the intangible, right? Because there's the actual thing you offer, but then there's also all the intangibles of the way that you offer it, and really discovering what is valuable to you, to your clients, right? And focusing in and amplifying that. So you'll want to really take that discovery, or, understand deep in your bones what your value is, and then continue to reinforce your belief in that on a daily basis. You need to understand the value that you offer your clients as they see it, right? How do they see your value? how are you doing what you do a little bit differently than everybody else, right? Doesn't have to be completely unique. You can be just, 10% different than your competitor and own your market in your own way, right? So you also need to know what your best fit clients, the past clients, the present clients, your future clients, what they value as it relates to the work that you do. And so I have lots of activities that I do with my clients to really mine your business for all of that value. And I always like to tell the story of Amazon, right? Like we all know Amazon, but I think about Amazon and how well they know us and how well how they have been continually mining the way that they do business, and understanding what we value and in the way that they offer us products, right? Excuse me, I have to take a drink of water. So the value that they offer, like the overall value, is they're like a one-stop shop, like one place where we can go online and buy just about anything and everything that we want, right? That's kind of how they started. Well, first with books and then started adding things, but just lots of selection. And so when that was when they first came to popularity, that was great. That's what we wanted. We wanted all the stuff, one place to go, and then they continue to ask us, okay, well, we've got all this stuff, but how do you want it? What do you find as a customer? What do you find valuable? Well, we said, well, we don't want to pay for shipping and we want it really fast. And back in the day when Prime, the Prime membership was started, that was revolutionary. I don't know if you remember those days when you had to pay for shipping and things like took weeks to get to you. And so online shopping was kind of a pain because if you needed something soon, you're going to it wasn't possible. You'd have to go to the store and buy it. But they said, well, how can we do better for you? And we said, well, we don't want to pay shipping and we want it right away. So they're like, okay, Prime membership. We're not going to charge you shipping and you can have your thing in 2 days. We're like, perfect, right? And so they didn't have all of that up front. They continue to hone in on what we as our customers found valuable. And then as they learned more and more about us and what we find valuable, they changed and improved and continue to offer more quality and more value, right? So that's what we want to be doing in our businesses as well, is really understanding what our past clients, our current clients, our future clients value as it relates to the work that we do, and continue increasing that value. Then you need to be able to communicate that value to them, to let them know in a way that they understand, in your marketing, your sales, your website, social posts, and when you go to marketing, so that they understand in a succinct way what you do, the value that you offer, right? And that you understand them, you hear them, and you can help them in this particular way. So you also need to use your time, your resources, and all of your creativity to develop the skills, the knowledge, and improve the delivery of your service so that you help your clients get really great results, if not 100% results all the time, right? So rather than continually, if we could just go back to where we're at, like rather than continually trying to change your offer and your price and how you're offering it and the container and how long it is and all of that, that's confusing to the marketplace, right? But when you focus in on increasing the value and the quality and making your service a no-brainer for your clients to say yes to, that is when you exponentially grow your clients, your sales in the same amount of time that you've been using for marketing, right? Um, so that is the process. And so what happens when you do this, when you focus in on improving the offer that you already have and creating greater value and quality for your clients, you will 10x your results over time in a much simpler and more efficient way because you're clear on what you offer, you're clear on the result, you're focused in on the clients and on improving your own quality, your own skills, the value that you offer. And so this is the marketing essentialist way, right? So the result, so what happens when you do this is you'll be laser focused and you'll go deep in offering your clients what they most need. And so they're going to keep coming back to you and back to you and back to you, right? You'll become a thought leader in your industry or your field because you will be developing yourself, your skill. You'll be getting great results for your clients, right? And so you spend much less time exponentially and you're in that time, you're exponentially increasing your value. And therefore, your revenue is also increasing exponentially, and you're not spread thin, right? Like trying to change all these things and going, a mile wide and an inch deep. That's not what we want. Your mind is calm and clear and focused because you're thinking about the clients that are already here. Yeah. And how you can better serve them. And what I have found is that new ideas emerge and you'll be much more tuned into what your clients really want and need from you. And from that, new ideas emerge for creating greater value and serving your clients and communicating your value because your attention is on your current clients, the specific best fit client that you're serving now, your attention is on them and on yourself as as the CEO and developing your skills, improving your skills, rather than always looking out there for like, oh, what's the latest, what's everyone else doing? Like you're calm, you're clear, you're focused on your skills, what your clients need, and staying in your lane there. And you're not so focused on what's going on out there. What's the next shiny object that I need to be following? And so it really creates a much more mature, calm CEO and thought leader, right? You create sustained momentum rather than all this stop start energy, right? When you're out looking around at what everyone else is doing, not only are you creating compare and despair, but you have a lot of stop start energy. You're like, oh, well, maybe, so-and-so's offering, their service like this. So maybe I need to do it like them. And, oh, that means I need to take a class or get a new certification or whatever it is. There's all this stop start energy. But you create that sustained momentum. And so you're much more efficient with your time, right? And your energy. And so this brings me to the subject of time management and slowing time down. And I love this concept. And it's a concept that I learned in the 10X is Easier Than 2X by Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy. And, when I talk a lot about, I find when I talk to women about 10Xing your marketing, they often think that I'm talking about, 10Xing the time, 10Xing the quantity and the hustle. And they want no part of it. I don't want any part of it either. I don't have 10 times more time. I don't even have 2 times more time, right? I have the time that I have. we already have our time spoken for. We don't need to increase the quantity. But what if I told you that the work regarding time, this is going to change your life if you really tune in here. So just lean in because this is amazing. The work in understanding quality and value that we just talked about, that work that we can do together also applies to time. So, what if you could use the same marketing time, amount of time that you're using, but drastically improve the quality and the value of that time? So, what that looks like is that specifically how we do this is that you learn and understand the difference between Newtonian time and Einstein time. So we're going to get a little scientific here, but just stick with me because we're also going to talk about Beyonce. And so this is based on the theory of relativity, that time is not the same for everyone. Otherwise, if we think about Beyonce, Taylor Swift, and me, we all have 1,440 minutes in a day. What are Beyonce and Taylor doing with their time? How are they using their time that I'm not doing, right? It's different. The time that they or how they spend their time is different than the way that most of us spend our time. And so that is an example, and I'm going to read to you out of 10x is easier than 2x to just kind of drive this point home that, let's see here. So no two people are having the same experience of time. So Newtonian time is like factory time. It's like the thinking behind Newtonian factory time is punching in and punching out, right? It's punching in for 8 hours a day and just putting your time in, and whatever happens, happens. And that is the general theory of work from the Industrial Revolution, right? Of, we spend 8 hours a day working, and whatever we produce in that 8 hours, that's what we got, right? So it's a very limited, linear way of thinking. And then we want to, and so the contrast of that is Einstein time, which is thinking about time as relative. And it's Einstein time is qualitative, not linear, but flexible based on the quality of the time. So I'll explain what that means. No two people are having the same experience of time. I'm quoting from the book. 24 hours for me, well, this is the author, 24 hours for these authors, and 24 hours for you are not the same, right? We have different experiences of time. So time expands or contracts based on the speed and distance of an object, right? So if you think about that driving in a car, if you're driving down the street at 20 miles per hour, the distance that you cover is going to be less than if you were driving 80 miles an hour. You would get much further, right? If your speed is higher. So time expands or contracts based on the speed and distance an object moves through space in a given direction. So that's 20 miles per hour versus 80 miles per hour, right? So the faster an object moves, the slower time goes. That's how you slow down time, right? For that object relative to the other objects. So this is the concept they call time dilation. It's the term describing slowing down of time as an object increases in velocity through space. So what this means is the faster you go, or the higher quality and value that you pack into a minute, the slower time goes and the longer you live. Isn't that amazing? So you're like, I know the first time I read that, like my head is spinning. So let's talk about it. I'm going to break it down for you. So Focused, high value work time, marketing time, right? Making the most of your minutes. This is what Beyonce does with her 1,440 minutes, is the definition of Einstein time. So she understands packing quality into her minutes, right? And so we're going to learn how to create focused, high value work time. So we'll learn, I will teach you how to implement this in your marketing plan. You need to implement this into your marketing plan where you're developing highly valuable, focused thinking and using your simple, focused one-page marketing plan, essential marketing plan. In the marketing time that you have, you will exponentially increase the quality of that time that you're spending on marketing, slowing down time, right? So I'm going to give you a very tangible example. So say you need to record a podcast, or let's go even simpler. Say you need to write a marketing email to your audience. And if you haven't done the work that we've done over the last month, say old you sits down to write a marketing email. And how long is it going to take her to create that marketing email? I know old me, it could take 2 or 3 hours because I would look at the blinking, cursor and be like, I have no idea what to say. Oh, well, so-and-so that I saw over here on social media this morning was talking about that. So maybe I'll talk about that. And so then I write something, and then my perfectionist brain tells me how much it sucks. And so then I go and I edit it for 2 hours. That's old me. New me has done this work. I know exactly the marketing activities I'm doing. I believe in the value of the work that I'm doing. And so when I sit down to marketing time, I'm focused. I know what my best fit clients, what they're going to find valuable and how I can best help them. And I have a list of all of the things they're struggling with. I pick something out on that list and I write an email and I have it out to my audience within an hour. That is the difference here. So I can create an entire super valuable email in an hour, right? That's going to serve my clients at the highest level I'm capable of right now, because I'm still learning and growing, but the highest level I'm capable of now. So I have thereby slowed down time, because what normally would take me 2 or 3 hours now only takes me an hour, and the value is higher. So if I sat down and said, well, I'm just going to write emails for 3 hours, right? In the same amount of time I would have created, old me would have created one crappy email. I can create maybe 3, 4 highly valuable emails that are going to serve my clients and change their lives in a smaller amount of time. So I have slowed down time. Does that make sense? Isn't that amazing? If you think that's amazing, that blow your mind, please give me a thumbs up, because I just love that. And it has changed everything for me. And so, once you learn how to implement this in your marketing time and you create this highly valuable time, then you're, continually tracking your results, and you continue iterating and getting better and getting better. You're continually increasing the value and the quality of the time that you're spending on marketing. So then how does that show up in your business? What does that create for you? So once you learn this and how to apply it specifically to you and respect your way of working, because we all work differently, you create much higher value marketing in less time, or the same amount of time that you were spending. You create more business, more opportunities, and more money. You create marketing that changes lives, which is really important to me. You have more time freedom for the rest of your life outside work, right? And then when you learn this powerful principle of time, this Einstein time, and you apply and you learn and you apply it in your marketing, you apply it in your business, then you learn how to apply it in the rest of your life. And you increase the quality of time all throughout your life with the time you spend with your friends, with your family, your loved ones, the time you spend on your own development, and the time you spend on this earth, right? You increase the quality of that. It's magical. So this is the work that I'm inviting you to here as a marketing essentialist, right? So the value is really understanding and learning and putting everything that we've worked on over the course of this month into practice. And the value of that is it will grow your business. And I can help you with this in specifically how you implement this in your business. That's the value I offer as a coach, right? So what I teach you and work with you, when I teach you and work with you side by side, you will have for the rest of your life the knowledge and the skills that we develop together. So you can continue making money, creating momentum, building your business or whatever other business you decide to build, and make all the money that you want for the rest of your career. That's the value of this work that we do together. And the effects of this knowledge and this work that we've been doing over these 4 weeks continue to compound and compound and compound, right? Making this an incredibly valuable investment for you. The time that you have put in, the effort and the work that you've put in over these past 4 weeks is going to pay you exponentially, right? And the work that we started here over these 4 weeks doesn't have to end. I am available to work with you privately to help you implement everything that we've talked about, and not only implement it, but then measure the success, make adjustments along the way, evaluate it, and continue to improve, improve, improve. And once you learn that process and you go through that process in your business, like I said, the results you will continue to create just exponentially increase over time. That's how we 10x our business. That's how we make the most of the hours that we are on this earth, right? The days, the hours, and have that impact, and how we create marketing that changes lives. So the next step in our journey together as we are wrapping up, and I'm open for questions. So if you have any questions as you watch, even if you're watching on replay, please feel free to post, comment, ask questions in the comments. And I will get notified and I will answer those, because I want to make sure that you have everything that you need and have all the support from me that would serve you in growing your business and creating that financial freedom through entrepreneurship. That's my mission. So, if you're ready to explore working with me privately, the next step is for us to get on a Zoom together. I would love to learn more about you and your business and really talk through a plan of action that would serve you and would help you get to the goal that you want to achieve and help you to fulfill the mission of your business. So I want to help you implement what we've learned month after month, year after year, and teach you how to do that evaluation and create those massive results that you are dreaming of. So that's what I have for you, my friends. I'm going to put in the chat. So please feel free to put in any comments, questions. I'm going to put in here the link to my calendar because I just invite you to take this next step on our journey together. And let's hop on a private Zoom call and talk about how you can implement all of this in your specific business and create those results. So I'm just going to put this in our chat. There we go. Show these. Yeah. So just to wrap up, marketing essentialism is really focused on helping you to understand what is the 20% of activities, that marketing activities that you're doing that are creating 80% of the results, and amplify those. Marketing essentialism is focused on you understanding and seeing the value that you offer, understanding the value that your clients desire and how you uniquely offer that, and how you can continue to improve that, right? And marketing essentialism really helps you to focus in on what's most important. And what I consider most important, number one, is your self-concept and the relationship you have with yourself, because you first have to believe in yourself and the value that you offer, the solution that you offer, and believe that all the clients you could ever serve are already around you. Once you believe those things, and then you begin to market, you come from a much more valuable, powerful place, right? And then knowing what are those activities that you want to focus in on that are creating the results. We created our one-page marketing plan, right? And for many of us, we did a data study of where all of our leads have come from. So we have a much better understanding of what's going on in your business. And there's so many other things that I would love to help you to track and show you so you can make these little tweaks all along the way. I have a client she does regular webinars. And so she's using that as her client pipeline, right? And so we have created this whole tracker for her. And so we're tracking different parts of her webinar process. And so we can see all along the way of what needs to be improved. And so rather than her throwing webinars out and saying webinars don't work for me, when we looked at the numbers, webinars are working really, really well for her. But all she needs to do is increase the number of people in them. So that's the problem we're solving for. And that's what we're working on together. And it becomes very tangible. So once she works on that, and we really learn how to bring in the number of people that she wants, then she will be creating all the clients that she wants. And not by throwing everything out, but by really focusing in and creating value and really getting into this essentialism principle of creating greater quality and value by knowing what's already working, right? And then knowing what we want to improve. And so that along with understanding how you can, today we talked about how you can completely change your relationship with time, so that every minute that you spend on marketing is extremely valuable. And so over time, you actually will end up spending less and less time on marketing, because the better you get at increasing value and quality in the minutes that you spend, then you create greater and greater results from that time too. And then you don't have to spend as much time marketing, and it's not as hard. It doesn't feel as hard, and it doesn't need to be overwhelming. So that is the work that I invite you to do with me privately. I would love to help you just blow up your business and make the change, the impact that you seek to make on the world with the clients that you want to work with, and make the money that you want to make and achieve that financial freedom. And this is not an overnight solution. This is a genuine, real, fun, simple yet deep work that we do together that will create change and create ripple effects in the rest of your life. So that's what I have for you. Does anybody have any questions as we wrap up? Or if you want to offer one takeaway from today, what was your most valuable takeaway? I would love to hear that. And feel free to comment if you're here live, if you're here on replay. It's all great. So, all right. I hope to see you. Well, I will see you online on the Facebook page as well as on YouTube and all the socials. Let's keep in touch. If you're on my email list, I'm going to do, which I hope you are. If not, you can message me your email address and I'm happy to get you on the email list. I'm going to be doing a recap of everything that we talked about because next, at the end of this week, the end of Sunday is the end of the month of June. It's the end of the second quarter. It's the end of the first half of the year. So we will be kicking off July in my community with how we want to show up for the second half of the year. We'll be talking about evaluating, and I'm going to be recapping all of our marketing essentialism daily on email to really help drive these points home and to really serve you in growing your business and achieving your goals. So I hope to see you over there. And I wish you all a fabulous rest of your Friday. And if there's any support I can offer, please reach out to me. I'm here for you. And I know that what I've taught throughout this month is totally doable for you. If it's doable for the hundreds of clients that I've worked with, as well as my own self, it's doable for you too. And I know sometimes it's hard for us to believe that solutions will work for us, but I want you to know you can borrow my belief. I know without a shadow of a doubt that I have all of the capabilities, the skills, the knowledge to help you achieve your goals and create the financial freedom that you want to create with your business. So I invite you to join me. Now is your time. And I look forward to seeing you on a call or seeing you on the socials very soon. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Bye.